Hi, this is Chris, Chap in the Cap Motor Legends. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a new glove from the Swedish brand Halvarssons, and it is called the Butorp glove. The Halvarssons Butorp glove is another glove that kind of escapes traditional classification, a little bit like the held spring ride glove that I reviewed a few weeks ago. It's more like a summer waterproof glove than anything else. It's certainly not in any meaningful sense a winter glove, but it does contain some insulating material, so it's going to be warmer than a traditional summer waterproof glove. It is in many ways a typical Halvarssons glove. For many years we had a glove from Halvarssons called the Beast. Again, it was a summer waterproof glove with some insulation. A couple of years ago they replaced the Beast with a glove called the Ljusdal. That is this glove. Now, the Ljusdal was and still is a great glove, but whilst many people loved this very clever wind wire system that enabled you to tighten it at the wrist, an equal number of people just couldn't cope with it. There's a knack to releasing the mechanism, and frankly, when you've got both gloves on, it's just a little bit too difficult for some people to be able to get the glove off. It's a problem made worse. The larger your hand is, the larger the glove is. And so on one level, I think we see the Butorp as really just a more wearable Ljusdal. The spec on the Butorp glove is pretty much spot on. You've got goatskin leather on the palm and pretty much an entirely textile back, and that's really the best construction for any waterproof glove, because what you want is leather on the grips for better feel, and then you want textile on the back of the glove because a textile material is going to absorb less rain than would do a leather back. The membrane is the same membrane that Halvarssons uses for pretty much all of its clothing. It's called Dryway Plus and it works really well. In fact, Halvarssons claim that it outperforms Gore-Tex in some respects. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, we don't really know. But we do know that the membrane does what it's meant to do. As I've alluded to already, the glove contains some insulating material. In this case, it's a material called Innoborn, which is really just Halvarssons' form of or version of something like Primaloft or Insulant. The gloves have got about 120 grams in total, so that would be 100 grams on the back of the hand and 20 grams on the palm. On the main knuckle here, you've got a hard protector. So a hard protector is good to protect you from penetration. But the hard knuckle protector has also got a foam pad behind it, so if you do go down, it's also going to absorb the energy of an impact. Unusually, because you don't get this on most gloves, we've got hard protectors here also on the minor knuckles. You've then got extra layers of leather on the palm here, down the side of the hand and on the palm, and here you've got two energy absorbing pads, and they're there for a scenario where if you come off the bike, we tend to have an instant reaction of putting our hands out, so if you do that and your hands hit the ground, these pads here on both hands are going to absorb some of that energy. For comfort, you've got concertina banding here on all the fingers and also on the thumb. The gloves have an open back construction, and what that means is it makes the gloves more comfortable because as you wrap your hand around the grips, it opens the back of the glove, so there's no great force, so it just makes the glove a little bit easier to wear. There's also some nice stretch in the cuff. At the cuff you've got two straps. You've got one here at the wrist, a thin one at the wrist, and then a larger one at the cuff itself. And one of the things that we really like about the Butorp glove is that it lacks any bulk in the cuff. This cuff really tightens nicely, so it's easily going to go inside pretty much any technical jacket. Now these days everybody wants a touchscreen sensitive facility on their gloves, and the NUDUD system, N-U-D-U-D, the system that Halvarssons use with this rubber nodule, is one of the best on the market, we think, and that's because the contact point with your screen is very small and very definitive. But whilst we really like the touchscreen sensitivity on these gloves, Halvarssons seem to have forgotten a visor wipe. And pretty much on a waterproof glove, you're going to expect a visor wipe. It seems to us like a schoolboy error. Which brings us back, I suppose, to the question that I posed at the beginning of this review. What kind of glove is this? Well, like the held spring ride, it's more than a summer waterproof glove, but it's less than a full-on winter one. It actually contains more insulating material than the Ljusdal glove. That's the glove that I've mentioned already that's got the wind wire system. Now, like the Ljusdal, the Butorp contains Outlast. Outlast, in truth, is more a temperature regulator than an insulating material per se, but it happens to work really well with heated grips, and that's because Outlast works through a membrane, and when you put the glove around the grip and the grip is hot, then it passes that heat through the membrane to the back of the hand. Bottom line is that it's difficult to be definitive about exactly what the Butorp is as a glove. To me, I've got to say it feels more like a summer waterproof glove than a winter one. And if you're someone who always gets cold hands, you might find this glove to be the perfect glove for wearing all the way through the year from, say, late March through to perhaps early November. Of course, if you're trying to do that, you might still need a lighter, easier summer glove for those very hottest days. For those who go out, however, on fine, sunny, cold winter days, the Butorp glove might also be up to the job, especially if you've got on your bike heated grips. If by contrast you're someone who gets up at 6 a.m. to commute into work all year round in the winter, and particularly in the winter, then this glove is not going to be for you. So forget it, you're going to need something more robust, you're going to need something warmer. What we know here is that there's no such thing, for example, as a motorcycle jacket that does everything, that's going to be right in all conditions. And the same goes for gloves. But if you are looking for a glove that you can wear most of the time, I think the Butorp is about as close as it gets. Now, this glove in particular has one other trick up its sleeve that not many other gloves offer. It goes up to size 14. Glove is also pretty well priced, as you'd expect from Halvarssons. All I've got to say is, it's a real pity about that visor wipe. So if you'd like to see more gloves or more Halvarssons gloves, visit the website motorlegends.com. If you want to learn more about the Butorp in particular, then if you click on one of the links on the screen, sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there, that will take you directly to the correct page on the website. Now, when you're there, you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail, you can check availability, and if you want to buy the glove, you can do that there and then. When you do buy from us, we try to make the process as simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protected wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. Now, we have the best price promise in the business. John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise, but we go one stage better. If you can find anyone selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. Now, there are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. So if you are going to price beaters, I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. I assure you there's nothing particularly onerous. In the future, if you'd like to see bulletins from us about new products, then again, if you go to the website, at the top of the page, there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there, within seconds you'll be in business. If however you'd prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, would be simply delighted if you wanted to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Finally, I'd like to make mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We're based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. And as I've suggested, the shop is small, it's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £4 million worth of merchandise arranged over 3 floors. And that technically makes this the second largest motorcycle apparel store in the UK. But we think that we are far more than just the amount of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the best or the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come to see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian elite coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.